Hi there, thanks for joining. Today I want to show you what you can do with different kind of brushes that you encounter all the time. Round, flat, filberts, you name it. Generally speaking, when you just start out painting with acrylics and you really don't know what to buy, I would recommend buy, say, 3 different sizes of flat brushes and 3 different sizes of round brushes. With the flat brushes you can easily cover areas, and with round brushes you can go into more detail and you can make line variations. I'll show you shortly. Also, when you make very large, big paintings, then you buy, of course, brushes with a long handle. I'll show you shortly why. And when you make tiny masterpieces, then you buy brushes with a short handle. Then I would say for the bristles, buy synthetic brushes because they're more suited for acrylics. They don't wear out that easily. Natural hair wears out very quickly with acrylics. First thing to look at is a short or a long handle, you see. A short handle, of course, is useful when you work on small canvases or small in general. A long handle is useful when you make big paintings. Because of the long handle, you stand further away from your canvas and you keep distance, so you can see all at once. With long handles you usually see a thicker part in the handle, and that's to provide a counterweight, so you can easily hold the brush like this on its far end, and this keeps it in balance. Then you have very soft bristles or very stiff bristles and bristles in between. So this is a matter of taste and also what you want to achieve for results. With more stiff bristles you get more this effect. You see the brush stroke better, it leaves traces. And with soft bristles, you see, you don't see those traces of the bristles. So that's a difference. Then of course brushes come in all kinds of variations, and then I'm talking about the shape of the bristles. This, for instance, is a flat brush, and a flat brush can have long bristles or shorter bristles, and of course you have them smaller and wider. That all depends on what you have to paint, of course. With flat brushes you can easily cover large areas, of relatively large areas like this. And also when you want to make long straight lines, for instance, you can hold them perpendicular to your canvas and just draw lines like this. Also for those kind of things they're useful. Then we have round brushes, and with round brushes of course you also have big round brushes and very small round brushes. With a round brush, when you apply a little bit of pressure you get a thin line. The more pressure you apply, the more the bristles will spread, and then also your line will spread. So your line will get thicker if you apply more pressure, and if you apply less pressure you get a thinner line. So you see, you can easily vary the thickness of your lines. Same goes for the smaller ones, and the smaller ones of course are suited for the very tiny details. So if I want to make very tiny dots, for instance, here, you see, that's no problem with a very small brush. And also very thin lines are possible with small round brushes. So, detail work. And look at this, this brush has very long hairs. And with that you can easily paint very long and varying lines, you see, so I can make it thin and thick, and I can go on for a long time. That's benefit of longer hair. But with these long bristles you lose a little bit control when you work small, of course. So when you want to do very tiny details in a face, for instance, in a portrait, often people use something like this, so a bristle with round hair and not too short but also not too long. Yeah, then you have a little bit more control. Then we have filberts, and filberts are a little bit rounded on top, and in Dutch we call it kattentong, cat's tongue, and but because of the shape. And many portrait artists use this. But keep in mind, a lot of things you can do with several brushes. You can do exactly the same thing overall, but some people like this more, other people like the flat brushes more, some people like the angled brushes more. It's a matter of taste also. But you see that you get on top, you get a rounded kind of form, you see? For more yeah, rounded forms, natural shapes in faces, etc. This sometimes is very useful. One of my personal favorites are these angled brushes because they're very versatile, but it also has to do with demonstrations for my paintings on video. This works easy because when I paint for my videos, I always stand at a strange angle. I don't stand straight before my work because then you can't see it on the camera. So I always stand a little bit from the side, and then with an angled brush I can very easily control what I want to do, you see? So lines like these, no problem at all. Also I can, just like with the flat brush, I can easily cover large areas, just like with the flat brush. You can make geometric forms very easy. Then we have fan brushes like this. You can easily make texture-like brush strokes, you see, like this. Grass, for example. Vertically you can use them, you see. And then of course I almost forgot to mention, but you also have spalters, and they are very wide and they are suited for filling in big planes. So if you want to cover a large area quickly, then you can use spalters. You see, this is way more quickly than what I did there with the flat brush. And spalters also are handy when you want to apply gesso on your canvas, of course, for things like that. Just buy a variety of brushes, a few different sizes of round brushes and a few different sizes of flat brushes, and then just try it out. And after a while, just go to the shop and buy another type of brush and see what it does and how it compares to what you are used to. So that way you build experience, because I cannot tell you which brush is the best for you. It's just a matter of taste and experience. Personally, after a while I gathered a lot of different brushes, but I have to say, when it comes down to it, I only use 3 or 4 mainly. I don't know exactly why. They're of different brands also, so it's just one brush is better suited for me for one thing and the other brush is better suited for the other thing. It's just a little bit of a feeling.